You know what that means. Horses. America's longest continuously held sporting event, the Kentucky Derby, runs for the 151st time tomorrow at Churchill Downs. 20 horses will compete in the Run for the Roses before about 150,000 people in attendance. This is NBC Sports' 25th presentation of the Derby, and it begins tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC. It's also going to stream live on Peacock. And joining us now, our friend, the legendary host and play-by-play commentator for NBC Sports, Mike Tirico. This will be Mike's 9th time anchoring the Kentucky Derby for NBC Sports. Good morning, Mike. Great to see you. So set the stage for us. This is one of the crown jewels of the sporting calendar, now just 24 so hours away.
Yeah, it is. It has become, interestingly enough, more of a bucket list item than ever before, as candidly, the popularity of the sport is nowhere near where it was 175, 50 years ago, when it was the sport of kings, and boxing and horse racing, along with baseball, were the biggest sports in America. Why has it become that? Exactly what that headline just said. Glitz, glamour. A lot of folks want to be here. The hats and the fashion and the fascinators are as much a part of the Derby ambiance as the handicapping has become. So that plus Churchill Downs is one of those places that everyone's heard about. They want to see it in person. It's become a big party around the biggest horse race of the year. And the racing is, throughout the weekend, today and tomorrow, as good as you'll get anywhere in the country. So a whole bunch of reasons have made this a bucket list event, and it's so much fun to come back and do it every year.
So, Mike, tell us a little bit about the field we're going to see tomorrow. I'll just note my sentimental choice, for obvious reasons, is the horse named Journalism, who I favor over the horse named Publisher.
Yeah, the Journalism Publisher Exacta is getting so much attention in media circles that it's become a bad dad joke at this point. No, it's fine. It's good. You're not alone, Jonathan. There's a lot of company, I promise. But Journalism is the legitimate favorite. It's hard to say journalism and favorite in the same sentence in 2025 in America, but that, in fact, does apply here this weekend at the Derby. Journalism is a horse that has started 5 times, won 4 of the 5. Based on the West Coast, won the big prep race for the Derby out there, the Santa Anita Derby, and there's an emotional backstory to it. Michael McCarthy is the trainer. He's trying to win his first Kentucky Derby. He was one of the many people displaced by the LA fires in January. Fortunately, his house was saved, but many around him were not. The racing community in Southern California was impacted by the fires, so there's a lot of sentimental feel for journalism in this race as well.
Yeah, journalism could use a win, frankly. Let's hit a few more storylines here, Mike, including the return of Bob Baffert, the legendary trainer who had been suspended for the last 3 Derbies.
Yeah, nobody's won more Triple Crown races, the Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont Stakes, than Baffert. 17 of those wins. 6 wins at the Kentucky Derby, which is tied for the most all-time by a trainer. In 2021, we were here and thought he had won his 7th with a horse named Medina Spirit. The horse had a positive test after the race, so was disqualified after a long battle with legal issues, countersuits, lawsuits, all of that. It lingered for a couple of years. Bob was eventually reinstated to Churchill Downs after a statement of admission that he was wrong in the application of a topical substance, not an injection of any sort, but a topical substance for that horse, Medina Spirit. After 3 years away from the Derby, he's back, and he's been welcomed back with open arms. He did have 2 horses. One of them scratched yesterday, Rodriguez, so he has 1 horse in the race, the 1 horse, Citizen Bull.
And, Mike, lastly, is there a long shot horse tomorrow that's getting sort of buzz that we should be looking out for tomorrow?
So the headline of yesterday was when that Bob Baffert trained horse Rodriguez scratched, another horse came in because the Derby field is limited to 20 horses. So the 21st eligible horse got in. That horse's name is Baeza. He's going to start from the very far right as you're looking for the horses going down the track. Number 21. By now, he's out of the 20 hole. Baeza's got long odds. Those odds are going to be much lower when we get closer to post time. The people who know horse racing will tell you Baeza may be the second best 3-year-old in the country. Wow. So that's a horse. Long odds now will be short odds when we get to post time around 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Well, we will certainly be watching. Let's all be sure to tune into the Kentucky Derby. Coverage starts live tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on both NBC and streaming on Peacock. Mike Tirico, always a pleasure. Thank you, Mike.
My pleasure. Have a great weekend.
You the same. Enjoy the races tomorrow. Now let's go to our in-house horse racing expert, Katty Kay.
Oh, yeah.
Katty Kay, you once, I am reliably informed, attended the Kentucky Derby with the then Queen, which frankly is how I assume you spend most weekends. And tell us about this particular one.
I would like to think this doesn't surprise you, John, that this was, this is who I hang out with on a regular basis.
Saturday
I did
night.
have the chance once to go to Kentucky Derby. It was fantastic. And the Queen was in a box. She, of course, loved Kentucky because she had this deep love of racehorses, as we all know, and she got many of her horses from Kentucky, so she visited the state often. But I was lucky that the year I was going to the Derby with friends from Louisville, she was just a couple of boxes down from where we were, and she was clearly thrilled with the whole event. By the way, given that I only have a green card at the moment and I'm being full-on patriot this morning, my bet is going on American Promise. I think we all need that. I'm trying to do all I can to show that exactly. Next time I come into Dulles, please give me an easy time.
Begging for mercy from the authorities. Katty Kay, we appreciate your insight there. And speaking of weekend events, one even bigger than the Kentucky Derby. Elise, your new show starts tomorrow night. We're super excited. The Weekend Primetime, hosted by Elise, Eamon Moyadeen, Catherine Rampell, and Antonia Hilton, premieres tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We should note also the new version of The Weekend, the morning edition, kicks things off at 7 a.m. That'll be hosts Jonathan Capehart, Jackie Alamany, and Eugene Daniels for analysis and perspective of the morning's biggest news. So, Elise, tell us a little bit about what we should expect at the big premiere tomorrow.
You know, we've been in rehearsals all week, and it's such a reminder that this format is so much fun, and it's such a good way to break down and absorb the news. And my co-host and I have really been having a good time, and some thought-provoking conversations that are already making me smarter, and I'm just really excited to kick this off tomorrow.
So we have scheduled your Saturday for you. Start with The Weekend in the morning, then spend all day with the Kentucky Derby, cap things off with The Weekend Primetime at night. That sounds like a pretty spectacular Saturday.